We're live.
We are live.
Everybody, thank you so much for coming to our stream today. It is, in fact, our first live podcast.
That is true.
Hope we're recording too. Pretty sure it just records.
Let's hope.
I'm pretty sure it does.
I'll look it up.
Got a special guest today from Celebrity Card Breaks, Kev Royal.
Yeah, they're automatically recording.
That's sick. Dude, how crazy it was yesterday. I'm still thinking about it.
Me too.
I feel like he's done.
Yeah. I really want to know what they say. Like they had like their little he'll travel with the team thing yesterday, but I want to know what they say when he gets back to Miami.
I feel like he's not going to talk for a little bit.
Probably won't. It's a scary sight though.
You never want to see something like that.
Never. I don't care how much you hate the player. Watch him get hurt like that is just that's not okay.
Bro, if it was any player, I would have had the same reaction. I was freaked the fuck out.
And that I swear. Freaked out. I was
Never in
scared.
my life see that. When's like the last time there was like a crazy
Injury?
like when's the last time there was like a crazy injury like that? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like crazy neck injury or crazy head injury.
I think Ryan Shazier.
Right? And I think he was just like still on the ground. Like he wasn't moving. But he wasn't like this.
I know. That's crazy stuff.
Skylar Thompson or Teddy Bridgewater?
Let me tell you, Teddy didn't look bad last night. I mean, he looked a little rough starting out, but he's got the arm, let me tell you. He put it right in Tyreek's breadbasket.
He did get that interception at the end of the game.
It's a little miscommunication. He forgot to play. He didn't know Gesicki was cutting inside. It was miscommunication. He's fine. They're gonna smooth it over in practice tomorrow.
It's gonna be some competitive practices now. I feel like
Definitely.
Skylar Thompson or Teddy Bridgewater.
Not even that.
In that sense, I feel like
the D line has to compete with the O line because the O line needs to protect.
Yeah, what's good with that? I thought everybody was talking about how like amazing the O line was going to be this season with the new left tackle Armstead.
Yeah.
Or is he like not even doing anything?
I couldn't really tell you.
You know what I saw though? So you know why the left tackle is such an important position?
Because the blind side.
Yeah, but
not for Tua.
It's not even Tua's blind side. So what are you picking up? Like, of course, you need a good tackle. You need good tackle.
The right tackle becomes the blind side. That's the issue.
Exactly. Now Tua's right tackle is a blind side. Now you probably have some bum over there.
Shit's crazy, let me tell you. Having a lefty quarterback is super interesting too. Tua made some throws yesterday that were very convincing. Like
Bro, he's a good QB.
Throws where like he just faked it, didn't even roll out, just turned around and threw a dot.
Oh, he's a good QB. He's a good QB. I think so. It's just
he's got it for sure.
That was so hard to watch yesterday. I don't know. I'm honestly so upset because he was gonna have a good year along with the Dolphins.
I agree. Well, you don't know that. Like he might. He'll be back soon. Hopefully.
I feel like there's no shot he's back for the next at least 3 to 4 weeks.
I really hope not, but I really hope he's like ready to go, and they're just like, no, you got to sit.
See, that's what the problem was. He was saying he was ready to go, and the team was like pushing it probably.
Yeah. Like, oh, Thursday night football. We got all of America watching us. What are we going to put a backup in? No.
But remember what Richard Sherman said about the Bills? Like, if this was like
Right. Any other game?
any other game, the Dolphins aren't putting him back in. That's so fucked.
It's true, though.
Of course it's true, which makes it so fucked. Because, like, you're now making the game more important than the guy's actual health.
Exactly.
Because that shit could actually kill you, bro. Like, we all know that. I mean, we'll see. I would be so scared to be a quarterback, like backup quarterback, see that and be like, "Fuck, I have to go in now." Like, bro, these guys are literally a snap away from slamming me, and now I'm gonna be fucking throwing up gang signs. Like, fuck.
Teddy was looking good moving around the pocket.
No, yeah, he can move. He can move.
He definitely can move.
I want to see Skylar though. I want to see Skylar do something.
Same here. I just don't think McDaniels trusts Skyler like that. You know, he's so young.
Yeah, of course. Super young, just got drafted.
Yeah, like Teddy was starting for Denver last season. He was like playing pretty well at the beginning of the season until he got hurt.
It's crazy.
And the Minnesota Vikings young Teddy Bridgewater was
Oh, he was elite.
elite.
But bro, he kept getting then Teddy kept getting hurt and like
Yeah, that's when they
gets
had
older.
Stephon Diggs.
They were elite. He took him to wait, did he take him to the playoffs?
Yeah.
No?
They had the Minnesota Miracle.
Yeah. I didn't know if that was him or Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins was with with Washington.
That was Kirk Cousins. Hold on. You're right, that was Kirk Cousins, I think. Yeah, it's Cousins.
Damn. So when was Teddy with the Vikings then?
That was in 2018.
I feel like 2018 was like a season I forgot about.
I don't even know who won in 2018.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
No, the Eagles didn't win in 2018. The Falcons? I think it was the Falcons. I think that was the year the Falcons were beating the Patriots and they came back.
Oh, wait, hold on. It was Case Keenum quarterbacking.
Yeah, the Eagles did win in 2018.
Right?
Yeah.
Off the Philly special.
That was crazy. 41-33. See, like those are great Super Bowls. When it's like, do you remember the Panthers? I think it was the Panthers Broncos Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That shit was terrible.
And like the Rams Patriots Super Bowl when it was like 13-6.
Yeah.
That was terrible too.
There was a really bad one recently too, though. Super Bowl game. So, oh my God, wow. Damn, the Chiefs Niners, that was a good Super Bowl. Oh, it was 2014. Seahawks Broncos. You remember
Yeah,
that Super Bowl?
that was a terrible.
43 to 8.
That was a terrible.
43 to 8.
Literally a terrible Super Bowl.
Was that Peyton Manning versus Russ?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yo,
Yo,
Cav, what's going on?
what up, guys? How we doing?
what's good, brother? We're just talking about the past Super Bowls.
Oh, the past Super Bowls.
Yeah, we're talking about like how when it's like a high scoring game, it's like 43 to 8, the Broncos Seahawks, like that was a terrible Super Bowl.
Oh my God, that was the worst. That was the worst.
Yeah, we hate Super Bowls like that. Or like the Rams. I'm pretty sure that was
Patriots, you said?
2019. Rams Patriots. Almost positive or 2019.
As
Bro,
a former offensive player, man, I like to see scoring, a lot of scoring.
Yeah, that's likewise. It's
13-3, yeah. It's not a Super Bowl you want to watch.
Nah, not at all.
We're gonna need to see something good this year. But Kev, thank you so much for joining, man. I mean, I reached out to you when I was in New York, and it was like super, super quick. But I'm sorry we weren't able to connect. But I'm glad we could finally get on this and get to know you, talk shop, talk hobby, and see where it goes.
For sure. I see you got all the New York stuff in the background.
Hell yeah,
What?
I'm from New York originally. Well,
Oh,
I was born in Long Island, but my parents are from the city, grew up there, and I pretty much go like every single year, and I have family up there. It's like home. It's like my second home.
That's what's up. And you're in Florida now?
Yeah, we're both in Miami. We live together. We
Gotcha.
started Highline Social like 5 or 6 months ago. Like we're fresh in the space, but
Damn,
yeah,
guys
we're
are
in
crushing.
Miami.
You're crushing.
Yeah, we wanted to talk to you about how you got into it too, because we're pretty sure you were in shoes first, no?
Yeah, for sure. I used to be a teacher, man. I was teaching middle school. I thought I would be in education probably for the rest of my life. Whether it was, teaching and coaching, I still do coaching. I still coach basketball and football, high school.
That's good.
At my alma mater. Shout out to Brunswick School. Yeah, so I was doing that, and then I had always been into the sneakers and everything. One of my good friends when we were teenagers, shout out to my man Pat. He did like over $1 million in sales when we were like teenagers.
Shit.
Yeah.
When was this? Like when was this around?
So this
Like
is
time.
04 to like
Oh, shit.
07. Yeah. So
Okay.
like, when I was like 14 to like 17, 18 years old.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so he had done that for a while. So I had known, there was money in the business, and that was before kind of the blow up of even the sneaker industry with StockX and GOAT and all that stuff going on. So he was doing it before all that stuff happened. But yeah, I was teaching. Long story short, I don't know if you know anything about sneakers, but around Christmas time, usually Jordan Brand puts out a pair of 11s. I ended up getting 2 pairs of the 11s, brought 1 pair down to Flight Club in the city, which is like the biggest consignment store in the country. And before I left the store, the shoes sold for double of what I paid.
wow.
No,
So I was like, is it this easy? Like, there's no way it's this easy. So each release after that, I just started to like try and buy, 1 or 2 extra pairs. And yeah, like that's kind of it just kept growing and growing, and I started to see my attention being taken away from teaching, and I'm in my classroom with my phone in my hand trying to
Yeah, looking at drops and stuff.
Yes. At that point, I kind of had to make a decision, whether I was going to continue teaching or if I wanted to take this leap and try and do that, go into the sneaker business basically by myself. So yeah, I did that. I was, 29 at the time. So I was like, before I get too old to like, try and do some entrepreneurial stuff, let's give it a try. So that's what I did, man. I did that for a while, for like 3-4 years. Yeah, I did it for like 3-4 years. just grinded, man, grinding. I don't know if you know anything about what goes into it, but standing in lines,
Yeah,
you know,
I was just gonna ask you, like, what, you were camping out and stuff?
camping out, just
That's crazy.
you know, it got better and better as I, you know, met people at stores and
Yeah,
just
of
started
course, of course.
working.
But
And
in the
then
beginning, it must be a grind.
yeah, it
'Cause
was
I remember, I remember I camped out for a pair of shoes one time, and I was there from like 12 at night to like 8 in
yeah,
the morning.
and I
It
was going
was
all over the place, like throughout the whole tri-state, Jersey, Connecticut,
wow.
New York, like all over the place, just trying to grab whatever I could. Um, and then luckily, I had I actually had met this person. I don't even know if I should say their name, but
We can keep them anonymous if you want.
yeah, this person, his older brother was an NBA player,
Okay.
and he had a Nike account, and they had like a small store
Right.
in like the middle of nowhere, New Jersey. Like I'm saying to myself, like, who's shopping at this place? Like it's literally in the middle of nowhere, like
Yeah.
an hour down the turnpike. But long story short, they started hooking me up with, you know, full size runs of
Shit.
sneakers, you know, a month before release. So I was like eating off of that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But then COVID hit. All the stores, you know, closed. It was impossible to get stuff on the internet, competing with the, you know, the kids using bots and stuff like that.
Bro, tell me about it.
Yeah, man. So at that point, I kind of was like, damn, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm about to do. Like, what's next for me? Luckily, I had like a lot of shoes like saved up. Basically, my savings. I had a, you know, storage locker full of shoes.
Yeah.
I started to sell off. And then, yeah, man, I watched a Gary Vee video in the beginning of 2020 or like the end of 2019. And that's kind of what started it for cards for me, man. As a kid, I was into like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But never really sports cards. I say this all the time. I think it was because I was playing sports so much. I was just so active, you know, whether it was basketball, football, baseball as a kid in the spring. But yeah, I was, you know, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. And we had a spot in Westchester called the Dragon's Den that you can go, like, you know, buy, sell, and trade at the spot and cross.
Like TCG and stuff.
Yeah. They had, you know,
Okay.
TV and comic books and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, I watched that 2-hour video. I thought it was very, very intriguing. I had known about Gary Vee, you know, prior to that, just as an entrepreneur and a businessman. So I kind of, you know, looked up to him. So yeah, after I watched that video, bro, I just started going on eBay, just buying my favorite players back to, you know, the Iversons, the Barry Sanders, the Randy Moss, those guys, like the guys that I loved growing up. And then what happened? I think I went to a card shop for the first time. Shout out to Skybox up in Norwalk, Connecticut. I went there. I think the first time I went there, I spent like $1,000. And this
they get you like that. Like it's tempting.
And this before like the, you know, box prices went crazy. The stuff was pretty cheap back then. So I got a good amount of stuff. I think I went home. I just hopped on IG Live, just like to open some packs and just talk sports with people. So I started doing that. And then I realized, you know, you can make money in with the breaking part of it. So I started breaking. Next thing I know, I'm breaking for that card shop for Skybox. I was breaking for them for a while. And then I said, you know what? I want to try and do this on my own. So I started a company with two buddies of mine. Shout out to Tim and Duncan. It was called Cold Cut Sports Cards. That was last year. I went to the National, had a great time there, you know, just kind of trying to get our name out there as a smaller break company. But yeah, we had a blast at the National last year in Chicago. Amazing time. Got to meet a lot of different people, just network and get our brand out there, like I said. And at the same time, we pulled. This was like in the middle of the Zion hype. So I bought 2 boxes of National Treasures basketball 2019, I think for $6,000 each.
And that's a pretty good price for Zion National Treasures if you're trying to buy that today.
So $12,000 in.
Yeah.
Pulled Zion True RPA, the last card in the second box.
Oh my God. Talk about mojo.
Crazy. Got it graded at the show, BGS 8.5, sold for 90,000. After that, I was all in. I'm like, I'm all in. Like, I understand it's a gamble, but there's some real money in this. So
For sure.
kept going with Cold Cut Sports Cards until I kind of got poached away from Cold Cuts, and I started working at StarStock. So that was September of last year. I started working at StarStock. Man, we built that business up so crazy. Like, I think I was only at StarStock for 6 months. I'm sure you guys know what happened to StarStock. If you don't, like I said, I started in September. January, company mismanaged money. And at the end of January, they let everybody go, which was breaking, honestly, at the time.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Just because we were crushing it. The Breaks team was crushing it. We built a huge community. So that was tough, but shout out to StarStock, man. They gave me a platform. Shout out to Scott and all the managers over there. And they gave me a platform, and I kind of built my name up over there. Had a lot of fun. That's when I kind of started to do breaks with athletes. I did breaks with Nat Turner from PSA. Breaks with who else? Who were the NFL guys? Deontay Johnson, Jalen Phillips.
Nice, Miami guy.
Yeah. So a lot of great guys. Cassius Marsh, who's still in, he's a friend of mine now. He's still in the business, crushing it. Definitely on the TCG side. So yeah, man, we built up that business. I want to say we did like $3.5 million in 6 months.
Wow.
Which was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
like,
congratulations. That's huge.
Yeah. So we were, there were nights where we were doing like 50,000. Like, it was crazy, man. Shout out to the rest of my team over there too. Mike, who's now with Backyard, and Matt, who's running Flushing Breaks. So yeah, man. So built that up. Like I said, StarStock came to an end in January. After that, I was kind of like, I didn't really, once again, I was like at a crossroads, didn't really know what I was going to do. Luckily, like I said, I had built up my name, and I had a lot of people reach out to me, whether it was for breaking or, running a shop or whatever it was going to be. So I actually, after that, went and started working with Bleecker Trading, because Mark was already a friend of mine and kind of a mentor. Mark Zablo, he's the owner of Bleecker Trading. And Bleecker was like, at the center of the hobby at that point, especially being in New York, and not many hobby shops in New York or places where hobby people could go and chill.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, how is the hobby in New York?
It's growing. It's growing really fast. Like, now there's a couple of shops. We got Cards and Coffee, NYC, which is basically a part of Bleecker. So you got the Bleecker side, which is basically the event space where all the trade nights happen. That's 96 Christopher Street. And then right next door is 94 Christopher Street, which Mark, I think, leased the space to, Dan Fleischman and the Cards and Coffee, the Coffee Breakers group.
So they're just two different companies that try to like incorporate it together.
Yeah, it's definitely
there's one big like community.
Yeah, it's a partnership. It's definitely a family. They share a backyard. All of the trade nights moving forward are basically co-branded, with Cards and Coffee and Bleecker. I think it was a great idea. Just Cards and Coffee having the retail kind of experience, and then Mark being a marketing guy and sticking to what he's really good at. It's a great relationship between those guys. So I started working for them. Once Cards and Coffee took over the retail side, I started running that shop with my buddy Ben Sayre, who's still there running the shop. Man, it was great. It was like everything I wanted to be honest. I wanted to be able to be in a shop and buy, sell, and trade, go to all the shows, and just be a part of a team that was growing and had some had a plan for the future. So
for sure, yeah,
that was awesome.
And when was this around? Like, what time frame?
So this started I started working for Bleecker in like February, and then Bleecker turned over the retail portion to Cards and Coffee on May 1st. So May 1st was the grand opening of Cards and Coffee NYC. And then, so I had been with them up until, a couple of weeks ago when I took the job with Celebrity Card Break. So,
Sir, congratulations. Congrats.
thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, man.
How did that come about? Sorry with all the questions. We're gonna get to the fun stuff in a second. But how did Celebrity Card Breaks come about?
So Ryan Sweeney and I had been in contact, whether it was on social media or just like running into each other at shows. And I think we had just been like, seeing each other from afar and like, just really like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like I saw
a vision, a connection.
Exactly. I saw the vision. I saw what they were trying to do. Me being a former athlete and kind of having the reach that I do to athletes, now whether it's high school, whether it's college, whether it's pros, I thought it was something that I thought it was great for the hobby, like bringing athletes in and putting athletes in front of
for sure
fans.
1,000%. Yeah,
that's what we want to do. So, I think I had talked to him one morning, and I kind of told him that I was kind of looking to move into more of the corporate world of the hobby, and not, be breaking as much anymore. Because this is exactly what I told him. I think of myself as an expert in this at this point. So I wanted to be able to lead. I wanted to be able to lead a team and, build something from the ground up. And they had kind of started breaking and then like stopped and like started and stopped. So they were kind of looking for some leadership as well. So we had a conversation and, it happened like that.
That's awesome, man. Good stuff. I mean, we think as well, bringing the athletes into the hobby is probably one of the most important things that are missing from the hobby.
Right.
Because when people connect with these athletes, there's nothing great. Like, why people love these autographs. They love going to signings. They love meeting these people. So why not bring them into breaks and have them connect with the community? Like, I think people will love that. So that's awesome. That's really cool.
And then, a lot of these young athletes, they're young, like they're kids too.
Yeah, they're just like us, exactly. Except they're making millions of dollars.
Right.
That's the only difference.
So that's what I think people, getting the athletes in front of people, it makes that connection and it shows that they are real people too.
For sure.
So
we don't break like Celebrity Card Breaks. We just do like exclusives, like with these professional athletes once to twice a month. We're planning on doing it something like this, like we're doing right now with the athlete, and then we have like a paid viewership or whatever. But so far we've done AJ Dillon, Nestor Cortez before the All-Star game. Since it was his first All-Star game, we did like a massive 40-box break. We did Chuba Hubbard before the season, and at the National we did something with Adam Lefkoe. So
sweet.
We just started 5 months ago, so we're just trying to go at a consistent rate. That's our main goal. That's our short-term goal right now.
And that's the name of the game in everything we're doing right now. Just consistency.
Exactly. Yeah. Consistency is important.
Yeah, being visible and getting yourself out there. That's what it is. And that was something new for me, especially when I was like at StarStock. Because I kind of consider myself kind of a shy person. Like if I don't really know you, I will like sit in the background and not say much.
Same thing over here, man.
Yeah. So I thank StarStock for that as well, man. They were like pushing me in front of the camera. I even remember at the Philly show last fall, I like shout out to Ant. Ant asked me to host we did like a trade night with Santiago Sports and a lot of other people.
Yeah.
It was huge. It was a huge trade night. It was literally hundreds of people. And like 10 minutes before the thing starts, he's like, "Yo, Kev, you gonna MC this?" Right? And I'm like, "What?" Like, but it went well, man. I was like on stage in front of all these people, and I think that was the night us as a company at StarStock launched the the live auctions. So we were doing live auctions, and I was like emceeing it while it was up on the screen. But
That's big.
yeah, man, that's a huge part of the business, man. Is just like video and content and stuff like that. So
It's huge today, and that's what we preach the most: is content.
for sure,
Because if you're not gonna catch somebody's attention on a post, then they're just gonna keep scrolling.
right?
And it's unfortunate that today is all about scrolling and social media, but if you can utilize it the right way, then I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. So
Also, I would say that the hobby lacks very well-produced content, along with the integration of professional athletes, and that's like where we both stand on what value we're trying to bring to the hobby and to our viewers.
for sure, yeah, man. It's the name of the game. Name of the game. Keep putting it out. Keep producing quality stuff, and you will win.
So you went to the National in Chicago. You went to the National this past year or no?
Of course.
What was your take on Atlantic City?
Atlantic City. I hope they don't ever do it there again. I tell you that.
That's all we need to hear. Because this past year was our first national, so all we know is Atlantic City.
Yeah, as that. I mean, me being from New York, I didn't have to travel far and stuff like that. But not a great place to have a national.
Right.
Not a great place.
Well, it's scary walking around that place with all those cards in a suitcase.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's a tough town.
Bro, we were the first day we were waiting for Uber outside our hotel, and some homeless guy comes up to us. He's big white guy, and he's like asking for money and stuff. Like,
yeah, man.
He looked drugged out, and we had literally 60 cards, probably worth like 80 grand, just sitting in our hand right next to this guy.
Yeah,
it was a sketcy place.
Yeah. I'm glad I forget. Is it Cleveland next year?
Chicago.
That's
why I was asking. Yeah, like, is it a good thing that it's back in Chicago?
No, for sure. Chicago's dope. Like, Chicago's.
I've never been to Chicago, so I'm excited.
That was awesome. I've been to Chicago a couple times now. I actually went for NBA All-Star right before COVID, because All-Star is like a huge sneaker weekend. Obviously, then I was still doing the sneaker thing then. And then when did I go? I went another time too. But yeah, the National was awesome there. For sure.
It was sick. We broke some like flawless national treasures, and we got Trey Lance, the Diamond Auto. That was sick, but not anymore, obviously.
Got a whole
shit. That was probably one of the worst. Besides last night, that was one of the worst injuries this year.
Yeah, man. Yeah, last night was rough too.
Scary.
Them boys got to answer a lot of questions,
right?
Doctors and all that. Yeah. They about to get it bad.
So there was this doctor he put on Twitter before the game saying if Tua takes the field tonight, it's like a minor setback in NFL's concussion protocol. If he gets hurt tonight, like it's going to be season-ending, career-ending, whatever. And then 45 minutes later to an hour later, that happens.
Yeah, that's scary. It's scary.
Definitely something that was hard to watch.
For sure.
But everybody's trying to be a doctor now and diagnose this guy.
Right? Like, just everybody be quiet and let the experts do what they do. Although the doctors for the team are experts and they messed up for sure.
A lot of malpractice going on over there.
Yeah. Also, you have Tua though definitely saying that he wants to play.
No, of course. Like there's a lot that goes into it. But
yeah, exactly.
You can't prioritize that player. That player is saying that he wants to play though.
Right, like it's early in the season. Save this guy. Like you got a great team. You're gonna need this guy at the end of the year. Don't in game 3 or game 4.
Tristan, what did Richard Sherman say last night after the game?
Oh, Richard Sherman said that he said one thing to think about. He was like making this point across, but he said one thing to think about is that if it comes out that last week when they were playing Buffalo, that he didn't go through a proper concussion protocol and that they funneled him back into the game because it was the Buffalo Bills, because it was a close game and it was like a must-win game for the AFC East, that would be. He was basically saying that it would take a huge hit on like Miami Dolphins football and the whole medical staff there. He was basically saying someone needs to get fired. Someone needs to take fault for this because this can happen.
Yeah.
Like,
They're basically saying if they're playing the Jets or the Texans,
right,
he's not coming. He's not coming back in the game. So he's
back.
done
because it was the Bills and they trying to prove a point.
right.
Yeah.
You gotta go out there and get it done to it.
Yeah, they speed run them through the concussion protocol. I mean, like that's not right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I don't know. We'll see. I guess they have an investigation underway already, and I guess we'll see. But
yeah, we're gonna find out, man. It was crazy. It wasn't like hits to the head. It was just like him hitting his head on the ground. You know.
Yeah, it was scary. So are
the
you
NFL's always
Giants?
had issues with like the helmet and getting hit in the helmet. I mean, I don't know if it's like design or something, but here just like contact with the ground.
Yeah.
Is putting.
Oh yeah, it was straight ground.
Yeah, that's.
And if you watch it on full speed, he got slammed like really hard last
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're getting slammed by a 300-pound guy, like
right,
a lot of force.
That should have been a penalty as well. No, nobody's talking about that. I don't know, but let's get away from that game. That was kind of scary, and I'm a Dolphins fan, so I don't really like thinking about it anymore. But so what do you like better, shoes or cards?
What do I like better?
what
as like
experience with?
Yeah, thank you, Tristan. That's better worded.
Cards by far.
Really?
Okay.
By far.
I feel like shoes are so stressful.
Oh my God. Shoes are stressful. Shoes are ruthless. Nobody's trying to help each other. Everybody's out for themselves.
Shoes are meant to wear. We need everybody to understand
that. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I saw a post this morning. I don't know if you guys know the designer Haram Preston, but he posted something saying like, if you have a collection of shoes, you need to wear them and this and that. I personally don't feel that way.
Really?
Like, you can have a collection of action figures and
no, that's true. Okay, that's true.
Up on the shelf.
That's true.
Also, shoes are an investment. Like you tuck that away, and that's like I said, that was my savings.
I hear you.
At the same time, though, a lot of stuff that you wear, you can resell still. Like there's shoes that I've worn 1,000 times that I could probably sell for more than I bought it for still.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely way more fun with cards. Shoes was super.
And the margins aren't that high with shoes, right?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I actually posted.
Why is that though?
Too much
supply.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I feel like
also everybody's caught up. Like the company, they're not trying to see everybody eat anymore.
Right. So sorry, go. Sorry.
Once I saw a Foot Locker invested in GOAT and or bought one of them or something like that, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this is kind of over. Yeah. So unless you're doing it on a very large quantity basis, like there's no money in it anymore.
Right.
The stuff's sitting on shelves.
Then you get L's every single time you try and buy a pair on Nike.
Right. Like yes, you're gonna win on like the Travis Scotts and the collaboration shoes and stuff like that, but you're not like your normal Jordan 3 that comes out, you're not making any money on.
No. Right. So Ben Kicks or no?
Yeah, for sure.
I lived in the same neighborhood as him when I was like maybe 5 years old, all the way till I was like 12, 13. And we used to sell shoes together. Like before he was even like this huge platform with DJ Khaled. What's that?
He was at the National.
Yeah, he was at the National. It was his like first National. He's not trying to get into cars, it looks like, but he's trying to like, I don't know.
He's trying to grab some of the customers that are in it.
Because I saw at the National, he had like 6 cards and they were just all big 6 cards.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, we used to sell some kicks together. So I used to be in the shoe game for a bit, but I think I stopped when I turned like 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it definitely ain't easy. Unless I
just buy shoes to wear now.
Yeah, I don't even, bro. Once I stopped, I don't even remember the last time I bought a sneaker. I bought some New Balance from my buddy at Kith the other day, but
Yeah, I was just at Kip the other day. I bought a pair of Air Force Ones.
yeah, like I don't even pay attention to any of the releases anymore. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's
no,
actually weird to me.
it's tough. It's tough.
I used to be on everything, but yeah,
There's releases almost every other day. Like it's
yeah, every day there's something coming out.
so that's what you mean by like so much supply.
Yeah, man, too much supply.
These companies are trying to just make out on the amount of pushes that they're doing. You know?
Yeah, they're flooding the market.
Yeah.
Do you flip cards too, or no?
Absolutely. I do. I am not a collector.
Not a collector.
I will say that outright. I am not a collector.
Yeah.
I do have like some PC stuff, but if I see an opportunity to make money on a card, it's out the door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So that's like one thing we preach over here at our business too. On the card side, it's we're a moving business, not a storage business.
Right.
We need cash flow, instant cash flow.
100%.
I mean, I have like 5 or 6 Brady cards that I'm probably just gonna hold on to because they're Brady.
Right. It's different if you have a long-term plan for stuff and you hold it.
Yeah.
I've had my favorite 2 cards twice, and out the door.
For sure, yeah. I mean, look at that Zion card you were talking about earlier. If you still held on to that card,
It'd be less than half of what it was.
yeah. So timing's everything for sure.
Yeah.
And it's important. Like
Definitely.
we have like 6 Trey Lance cards that we were just holding on to and toasted now, but we had his 1 of 1 and we sold it like a week and a half before the season started for 12,000. So we got very lucky there.
Mm-hmm. You did.
So when you're buying, or I wouldn't say collecting, but trading,
Mm-hmm.
what do you usually look into? Like basketball more so, football?
Everything, but then I also try and like think about what sporting events are coming up, or like, you know, what season we're in and stuff like
Right.
that. So obviously I was buying a lot of football during the summer. I was also buying basketball as well, because obviously basketball starts a month after football.
Yeah.
Buying a lot of soccer with the World Cup coming up.
Mm.
Buying a lot of Christian Pulisic. Yeah.
Where you buy on eBay?
Yeah, eBay, anywhere, Facebook, Instagram. Obviously, I was in the shop for a while, so it was very easy. You know,
Must have been, yeah.
people coming in and just wanting to sell and wanting to make deals. So, and then the trade nights are huge as well. Trade nights are huge.
That's sick. Well, so I was gonna tell you, we sponsored a card show not too long ago in Miami. It was like the first show in Miami. There's other shows, but this is like the first show where a lot of the bigger brands in the hobby were all together in one space.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Hobby Slam. This guy came up to me. He had a Alcaraz card, you know, the tennis player.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, for $600, I'll give this to you. And I said no, because I had no idea who the hell this guy was.
Right.
Another guy comes up to me like a couple hours later. He shows me like the Net Pro website. There's 3 Alcaraz like rookie cards left for like $1,200. He's like, bro, buy this right now. I'm telling you. I was like, dude, some guy just came up to me asking me to buy his for $600. Like, I'm not buying this for $1,000. Dude, a week later, it's going for like $20K. I was like, what the hell?
Oh man,
He was going crazy in that tennis tournament.
Yeah,
they're comparing him to Nadal, no?
Yeah.
It's
Or
crazy.
Federer, one of the two.
won the U.S. Open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy, but a lot of people are saying it's probably like a sub 6K card in a couple months, but that's
And
like that was a crazy opportunity to make money.
Net Pro released like they're coming out with another product, and he was obviously the guy. Yeah.
He's gonna be the face of that. He's gonna be the face of tennis probably in the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
How old? Do you know how old he is, or you have no idea?
I don't even think that kid's 20. I think he's like 19.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is.
Might be even younger. Might be like 18.
Wow. Yeah,
I have no idea.
Serena stuff as well. During the summer.
Say it again.
I said bought and sold some Serena stuff as well, just knowing
Oh, really?
she was coming to an end. Yeah,
Serena. A lot. It's crazy seeing all these people retire because it's like you saw all these people playing growing up, and now it's like they're finished. And now you like look back to when you were like a young kid, like wow, I used to watch these people. They're done. Like that's crazy.
I know.
Like when LeBron retires, when LeBron retires, it's over. We feel like in the NBA, like it's gonna be so sad.
End of an era, man.
Literally.
But
I
I
don't
think
even know.
I think he has a lot longer to play though. So
How much longer do you think he has? 4 or 5 years, or longer?
He's 38, 36.
I think 30, 38.
38, I think.
He'll play until
Yeah.
he's 42.
You've
Well,
seen
Zach gives him time to play with Bronny.
Ronnie, yeah.
you've seen Bryce. You seen Bryce lately?
Possibly be in the NBA next year
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure they're about to change the age back to 18.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
So I was actually talking to Tristan yesterday about how it might be good that the NCAA is like allowing these NIL deals because they're giving these athletes they're giving the opportunity to these college athletes to make money.
Mhm.
And that's probably the main reason some athletes don't go to college. They try and go straight to the pro because they want to make that money right away.
For sure.
So honestly, we thought that these NIL deals would kind of steer these athletes to stay in college and go for a year or two or maybe even 3 and then go play pro. But if they're changing the age, then that's crazy.
Yeah, I know the NBA PA is definitely trying to push it back to 18, and I think it should be.
No, yeah.
I mean, if you're good enough to play,
You get hurt and you can't and you don't have that same opportunity again, it's brutal.
Right. Yeah, it's not like football where I was watching Deion Sanders talk about this the other day as well. Football, it takes a lot of maturing. A high school kid could not walk into the NFL.
Hell
like,
no.
physically, you have to be mature.
Right.
You know?
Those are grown men.
Physically,
Those are
yeah.
grown men.
Football is a different monster, man.
Yeah.
Different monster. You need 3 years. You really need 3 years in college to be able to be successful.
Luka was playing professional basketball at 16 years old.
Right.
Imagine a 16-year-old playing in the NFL.
Yeah, his life would be over.
Yeah. So like literally getting hit by a truck.
Yeah, man. So that's actually it's funny we're talking about this because I'm talking to a couple of younger athletes that I'm trying to get into the hobby as well. Just I can't really say their names, but a couple of younger basketball guys who are like ranked top 10 in the country and stuff like that. So
like prospects in high school?
Yeah. Big
okay, cool.
High school.
Cool.
And with this, like I said, with the age going back to 18, these guys could potentially be in the NBA next year. So
yeah.
That's another kind of group of guys that we're trying to get involved as well.
How's the basketball talent in New York is good?
Basketball talent in New York is great. It always has been. I think it may have fell off a little bit just because all of the New York kids leave. Like a lot of the kids from here go to prep school, and I'm a part of that. Like I left my public school to go to prep school. Just because the sports are better, man, and you get more visibility. So
my cousin went to school in the city, played hockey, and then when he got to high school, went to prep school in Connecticut. So I understand.
So that's kind of what most kids are doing, unless you're at one of those prime, big Catholic schools in the city that, are producing or that bring a lot of these college coaches in. Like my first high school that I went to is like probably, a top 5 team in the state now. And I actually went to that school for basketball. And then I realized I wasn't going to be a basketball player in college. So I ended up leaving, but Archbishop Stepanak, Adrian Griffin just got drafted. I forget what number. I wanted the Knicks to get him, but I know he's on the Hawks, but I think he was like a top 15 pick. RJ Davis, the North Carolina point guard,
Yeah.
also went to Stepanak. I actually coach his little brother on the football field. He's my running back right now, so shout out to Bryce.
Nice.
But yeah, like all of the Catholic schools in New York will always be good. You know, Stepanak, Cardinal Hayes, Christ the King, Malloy, where Cole Anthony went, and Russ Smith and those guys. And then obviously New Jersey, like the whole kind of tri-state has some. There's some good basketball here, man. Great basketball, especially the summer with Dykeman and Brucker and all of the pro-ams that go on, and Chris Brickley being here and training all the NBA.
It's like real life 2K.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. If you've never been to a Dykeman game, you need to get out to one next year because that is the best.
Shit, we gotta pop out.
One
We
of the
gotta
best
pop out.
years for basketball in the world, like literally.
Yeah.
You heard of Culture Collision or no?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to Prism God.
Yeah, Prism God's the boy.
Yeah.
We just did it. We met him for the first time a couple months ago and tried getting him on a show, but time hasn't worked out yet. But we're looking forward to getting to know him. He's cool. Culture Collision seems sick.
He's doing a trade night at Bleecker in like 2 weeks, I think.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Shit. Damn, I love the city, honestly. When I was there, I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, man.
The vibes are so good.
I grew up right outside the city in Westchester, but like I've been living, down here for the last like 4 or 5 years.
I was born in Jericho.
Got you, Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from a little town, Sleepy Hollow, Tarrytown.
Okay.
I don't know if you know the Headless Horseman.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm from a little tiny town.
Small world.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I learned that every day. Every day, I feel like the world's getting smaller and smaller. Thing, man, like being able to, like I said, form a community and being able to reach out to all types of different people of all different ways of life.
For sure.
Being in the same industry is like one of my favorite things about the hobby. So,
right,
yeah,
it really does bring so many people together, and you really notice that after you go to your first national,
Yeah.
After you go to your first national, you really are like, wow, like people, like not all these people are from New Jersey. Like 90% of them are traveling for that.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And it really shows you like how big the hobby actually is and that it is still alive.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, we didn't go, but Card Collectors Trade Night is a really big trade night, and that just tells you how big the community is, no matter where you're from or what type of person you are. It's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Ryan's great person for the hobby for sure.
I saw he put a post the other day. It was like a 4-year anniversary. He like really came from it. Like,
yeah,
he's done great.
Yep,
he's built this good thing. Good for him.
For sure.
Does so what celebrity car breaks next upcoming short plans, or you can't really discuss?
There's some things I can't discuss, but I will discuss what I can. Yeah, man, like I said, just getting more guys involved, more guys on stream, ripping.
So you guys break every day?
That is our plan. Once I'm kind of waiting on a deal to go through. But yeah, that will be our plan, to be breaking every single day, whether it's me breaking, whether it's Cole, Mike, Blaze, whatever, athlete that we have on. We'll have, a team of breakers as well. We have a house right now up in Rhode Island where we house our breakers. I think we're going to try and open up something here in New York, just because the New York hobby scene is really, really growing. And I think this is where we need to be. Just trying to get these guys involved as much as possible, do different events, get out to all the shows. And yeah, once the big news is free to speak on, I will definitely
for sure
let you guys know. So
yeah, man, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. So
well, Kev, we appreciate you coming on and talking to us.
Of course.
Look, we should definitely do a collab soon, like a really cool collab. We'll talk. we'll get something going because yeah, we love what you guys are doing. We're kind of trying. We're not doing the same thing, but we love athletes too, and I feel like us celebrity card breaks and Highline Social are going to be the like viewer eye point for professional athletes to the hobby.
Definitely, I love it.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, for sure. Let's connect. Let's do something.
Yeah, we'll talk for sure, my man.
Definitely. Kev, thank you for taking the time out of your day. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys, man. I really appreciate you.
Yes,
Keep
sir,
doing
Kev.
what you're doing.
You too, my boy. We'll talk soon.
All right, guys. Peace.
Thank you, Kev.
Kev Royale, everyone. Wow.